the baba he went to must have really cooked that jazz. I never go back to my ex. And I'm too smart for all that shit, but sounds stupid. Yes, I went to see man. I didn't go to church. Something wasn't right. I don't suffer for this life. I was really stupid, like, and then you can get the fuck out, like.
What did you do today? Where did you go to today? What are you wearing today? Send me a picture. I want to see your face.
All these bullshit people in long distance relationships too. Men don't show me shaky.
Oh my god. I don't recognize it. All I can see is shades of you. Oh my god.
Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're coming here for the first time, if you're seeing this pretty face for the first time, my name is Wofai and watching Shades of Wofai. Please don't make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button to join this amazing family. And if you're a family member, if you're an OG, hey love, thanks for coming back and thanks for clicking on this video. Don't forget to check out my other videos, like, share and leave a comment. Yes please. I'm going to be doing a story time today. It's been long I did one like this, and I felt it was about time I come to you guys with this particular story because I've been holding this story for a very long time. Not sure if I want to put it out there, if I want it to be known by people or something, so to say. I don't know, but I think it's about time I let you guys on this one. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So first off, for the purpose of this video, we are going to be calling the guy involved A. So myself and A dated for 3 years plus, almost 4 years. That was some time ago, and during the course of this relationship it was good at some point, and then we started having like a lot of fights, unsettled disputes and all of that. The whole thing was just draining me out completely, and so I decided to break up with him, like, because we're not moving forward. You know how you have a fight with your partner and then you guys stop talking for like 2-3 days, a week, and then you guys come back to talking without settling what caused the previous disputes. Like, you guys are just heaping problems on problems on problems without settling it at all, just moving past them and not talking about it at all. Like, everything was just very draining. And then at the time I had like something important going on, and then that was like a lot of stress already on me, like trying to work on this thing, making sure this thing work and all of that. And then I had the stress of relationship and fights and like all of that. You know what, I just needed to like end it, so I would have time for myself, I would have time to heal, I would have time to love myself. It didn't sit well with A, but then there was nothing he could do about it. He tried begging, he tried talking me back in, but I was like, no, I was done for real. And I have this policy where I never go back to an ex. Like, if you're an ex, you're an ex. No matter how much I loved you, no matter how many years we were together, no matter how compatible we were and all of that. But this particular ex was my sister's favorite, so she would always ask,
how is A? How is he doing?
Blah 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 blah. When I told her we broke up, she was like,
how do people break up? He's such a nice person. He's this, he's that. And
fast forward to years later, I think I need to pour myself a drink for this. So you actually have a bottle of wine here. This is 4 cousins. So myself and A used to live in the same city at some point in our lives before things changed. I moved and all of that. Years later, yeah, I was in that same city, like the city we both used to live in, and he was in the city too, because it was like a festive period. So he called me up. Meanwhile, after we broke up, we stopped talking. We're not friends at all. So he got my number from one of our mutual friends, and then he called me, was like, oh hi, how are you? I just thought about you. I'm in this city, are you in the same city? And I'm like, oh yeah, I came for the festivity and all of that. And he's like, oh, we should hang out. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I didn't have anything in mind, honestly. I'm like, okay, let's just hang out. Like, I mean, hanging out, it can't be that bad. So we went out, went like a couple of places, and then that was it. We then started talking again. In my mind, like in my heart, in my head, I knew I didn't want to get back because I don't like to get back to my ex. And there's this thing where whenever you try to bend yourself, whenever you try to adjust to your own rules for certain people or for certain situations, it always comes back to bite you in the butt. Like every damn time, it always comes back to bite you in the butt. This was the case here. I never go back to my ex. It's something I have never done. But for this particular one, for some reason, okay, I think I'm moving too fast. Let's go back to how we started talking. So we started talking, and then it was like, oh,
how are you? We should hang out again.
Blah 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 blah.
What are you doing today?
And I honestly feel like everything that happened after this particular thing was God punishing me, because because hold on, let me explain myself. The last time we saw before we both left the city, I was supposed to be in church on that day, but then I didn't go to church on that day. I went to go and see him. Yes, I went to see man. I didn't go to church. So I feel like God was just punishing me with everything that happened. I know I'm probably overthinking it, but when everything bad happened, I just sat back to think. I'm like, maybe it was just God punishing me for not going to church and going to see a man instead. But yeah, that's by the way. So we started talking a lot, and he was like, oh, he misses me and he wants us to get back together. And I was like, I don't go back to my ex. Hold up. I don't go back to my ex. So like, really, I don't want to do this anymore. We've had our first share, like, move on. I've moved on, you move on. And according to what he told me, he dated a girl and the girl cheated on him. He caught the girl with another man. He just went through a heartbreak. So it was a case of, I've never found a girl like me. I was the best thing that happened to him. Da 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 da. And all the lies. Mental. But yeah, so that was it. And I wasn't falling for the lies. It was a case of, okay, I've been with this person before. I know he's a good person. And it's been a lot of years and I've grown. So I feel like the issues we had are issues that we can actually resolve right now, because we are more mature than we were some 3-4 years ago. So I was like, okay, I didn't agree to date him, but then I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. And then we saw like a couple of times before the festive period was over. I left and then he left. We kept talking like, you know, all those long talks. You guys talk in the morning, you talk in the evening for like hours. Every time we finish, you recharge and call back, you switch to video. All those bullshit people in long distance relationships too.
What did you do today? Where did you go to today? What are you wearing today? Send me a picture. I want to see your face.
A month after that, so I had this project I was working on. So like I was trying to like put 1 naira and 2 naira together towards the project. And then he was like, oh, he's going to assist me with this project, and once this one clicks, he's going to like assist me and all of that. I'm like, oh, fine, cool. We're not back together yet. We're like on the path to coming back together. We're still like trying to talk and see if we actually can work things out and then come back together. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know what I was thinking, but that was where we were at that time. Okay, he called me up one day that he needed some money. He needed some money to clear like some goods. He has exceeded his limit for the day. He has sent some money to them before. I'm like, oh, fine, how much? And he sent me an account number that was not his account number. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's the account number of the person that he needs to send the money to. I'm like, oh, good and fine. I sent the money to the person. That one passed. He was like,
Oh, thank you for coming through for me.
okay, fine, cool. And then we kept going, and some other time again over there that he had these guys he does business with, so they put money together, they buy some goods and then resell these goods. Goods had arrived and they needed to like put money together to transport the goods. Some story like that I can't even, like, thinking about it now, it sounds stupid, but then the jazz the baba he went to must have really did that jazz very well, because whatever it is he put in his mouth to talk to me was actually really working on me. Because like sitting back to think about it now, I'm like, I was really stupid. Like I was really stupid, because I could have connected the dots, I could have seen the signs, I could have put 1 and 2 together. I mean, I'm too smart for all that shit, but then it just happened. Like I really can't explain how, but it happened. So He said that, and then it was like he needed to send the money before night, because if he doesn't send the money, then he's going to be cut out of the deal, and then the return from the deal was like a lot of money, and he didn't want to miss the money. He's like, okay, that should send him this particular amount of money. I'm like, okay, that's fine, I'll send the money to you. The money they needed now was money for transporting the products. So it was like, okay, if 6 of them bring like maybe say 50k, it's going to be enough to transport the product. Or like, I don't understand it right now, because thinking about it now, it really doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay, it's fine, I can do that for you. I mean, you're going to refund the money, so it's not a big deal. I sent the money to him. The last stone, I mean, is the last needle I told him that broke the camel's back, was when I had to, like, I didn't have enough money. The money I had at that time was not going to be enough for what he wanted. I borrowed money. From my cousin to make up. I don't suffer for this life. Low key, men don't show me shaggy. I borrowed money from my cousin and added to the one I had, and gift sent to him for something else. And all the while, like, I wasn't really thinking, because I mean, like, we just started talking again after like how many years, and then you're already so comfortable asking me for all this small money, and I'm also very stupid to be sending the money to you. Something wasn't right, but I didn't see it. I didn't know. I didn't feel something wasn't right. To me, it felt normal. Oh, he just needs money. I mean, he's a very comfortable person. I know he's comfortable. I know he has a legit job. I know he has, like, he makes his money. So it's a case of this person is comfortable and all of this. He just needs a little help. So let me just come through for him, because he needs a little help. Okay, after a particular one, he asked again, but I'm like, no, I really don't have anything this time. And I was like, oh, can I help him get between now and blah 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 blah. I'm like, I really don't know. Like, I don't ask people for money like that, so I don't know how to, like, get money from somewhere else for you. Let's just assume maybe the jazz did not wear off a little bit at that point. I would have gone an extra mile to borrow money from an outsider to give to him, and then I would not be in more like a deeper shit, or like I'll be in okay, so that happened, and the project I was working on was like getting really close, and then I needed like money for it, and then my money was not coming through, and I'm like, what is going on? That was when it dawned on me that, okay, something might actually be wrong. I called him up and I'm like, how far, like, can I get my money already? Like, you told me this deal was going to like click the next day, and then you would just refund my money, and it's been like 2-3 days after, and I can't, like, you're not saying anything about it. I haven't seen my money, you haven't mentioned it, and all of that. It's like, oh, like, sorry, I should chill. He's going to work, like, he's working on it, that he went to the bank one day, but there was a queue at the bank, so he couldn't do anything. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. I asked again some days later, and he was like, oh, he's at the bank already, and he sent me pictures of him trying to do like a transaction at the bank and all of that. And then after that, next thing I heard was they said he cannot withdraw from the account because the account has been blocked. Next thing, I'm calling his number is not going through, he's not replying my messages, he's not calling me back. Day 2, day 3, his phone is ringing continuously, he's not picking my call. At times his phone is busy, and 4 days or 5 days later, he comes back and he calls me, and he's like, oh, he was picked up by EFCC for money. What someone used his account to do a transaction, and it was a stolen money, so they blocked his account. And oh my god, the story was crazy. At that point, I was running mad because the project I was working on was like in my face. Like, I needed to sort it out ASAP, but I didn't have the money to sort it out. One of the lessons I've learned recently is that you should always have a plan B to plan Z. So if plan A fails, you have plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, all the way to Z. That aside, came up with the whole excuse that EFCC picked him up, his account has been blocked. Then it became an issue. We started fighting over it. Like, while we're still trying to settle that, he stopped picking my calls. He went MIA, like, and that was where it all dawned on me that could it be that this guy actually came back into my life to show me Pepe? Whatever his reasons were, I really don't know, but I actually feel like he came back deliberately to do this thing he did. I was really angry. I'm like, okay, let me give him some time. I stopped texting, I stopped calling. Like, I gave him like 2, 3, 4 months. I'll call again or text, same thing, he won't reply, he won't pick up and all of that. Then maybe on a random day, he'll just pick up the call and tell me he's busy, he's this one, he's that one, that he's going to send my money to me. How much is the money still that I'm calling him about and all of that. I'm like, okay, just send my money and then you can get the fuck out. Like, I really don't care about you, just send my money and then go. I didn't dash you this money, like I loaned you this money, so send it back. And then he would go again. I'll give him like 2, 3 months. I'll call, I'll text, he won't pick. When he likes, he'll pick and say, I'll call you back. He'll end the call, he'll never call me back. And then I'll see him post like randomly on his WhatsApp, him chilling somewhere, eating. And I'm like, okay, let's assume all these deals you did actually flopped. That's why you didn't get returns on them. And let's also assume your accounts were actually frozen like you claimed they were, even though you said the letter caught the person in that did the whole thing. And so it was vindicated. You have a job aside this side hustle that pays you monthly. So are you telling me that from the salary they pay you monthly, you can't take out the money you're owing me to give back to me? Recently, he came to the city where I am. From nowhere, he called me. I saw his post. Okay, for some time, I stopped seeing his post. I don't know if he blocked me. I just prayed to God to like give me peace. It was actually driving me crazy. I started seeing his post. I saw that I was lodged in one of the biggest hotels in Abuja. He was going out to clubs. Like every night, he's going out to the club. He's posting drinks. He's smoking shisha. He's with his guys. He's dropping money on babes and doing all of those shit. He even changed his phone. Like he was flexing on his steady in Abuja. And I was like, I'm not going to text this boy. Like, I won't text you. I won't call you. And then he just calls me up one random day. He was like, hi, how are you? Like with a very comfortable voice. Like he didn't do anything. And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, are you calling me to tell me you're giving me back my money? He's like,
How much is your money that I cannot give it back to you?
it's like he's going to send my money, that he wants to see me. The audacity this man have, eh? And he's like, I want to see you. I'm like, you want to see me for what exactly? I can send you my account number. You just send me my money. Like, you really don't need to see me to give me my money. He's like, he wants to see me. He wants us to talk. We have a lot to talk about. I'm like, we have a lot to talk about. We do. Like, we really do have a lot to talk about. I'm like, I'm not interested in talking about anything. All I want is my money. So just send me my money and then you can go. And he's like, okay, he's going to send me my money. And then he goes off again. He didn't call me 1 week, 2 weeks. He was still in this Abuja with me. I say at times like this, I wish I had like a group of boys, or like I wish I was I had like a form of spiritual powers to just know where he is, go there, find him and beat him up and collect everything that he owns. So he calls me again some other day and was like, he wants to see me. I told him I couldn't see him at that time because I was busy. But then like, I'll be done in the next how many minutes? So I'm going to see him. It's like, okay, fine, let's meet at so place. I'm like, okay, cool. I told my cousin about it, and then I told a friend of mine that is in the army, because I'm like, I need someone to go with me just in case he tries to be funny or he tries to pull any stunt or whatever. And then it was the time for us to see. I didn't get a call from him. I didn't see his message, nothing. I called him, he wasn't picking. I left where I was. I got to the house, and then he calls me up and he's like, that where am I? I'm like, I called you, you didn't pick. Was like that, yes, he was busy. So he wants to see me now. This guy was basically playing with me like I was some toy or something. I was so angry, like so angry that I could cry, but I was really not going to cry for a fool that he is. I told him I was not going to see him, that he can go to hell. Like, I really don't care. And he went on, he was posting things and living la vida loca while he is owing me money. Some days later, he called me again that he'll be leaving Abuja the next day, so he would like to see me this evening before he leaves. I really want to know what is giving this boy the audacity. Since then, it's been almost a year again. I really don't care anymore. I deleted his number. I really don't block people. I know, like, in all of this, last class, I made for cop, really. I tried to bend my own rules for somebody, and then I learned my lesson the hard way. So in this life, my dear, never bend your own rules for anybody. Whatever the case may be, whoever the person is, don't bend your rules for anybody. Anytime you bend your rules for any man, men will show you shiggy. Like, it doesn't have to be a man really, but like whenever you bend your rules for anything at all to fit into any situation, trust me, you always regret it. Like, if you set a particular standard for yourself, always stick to those standards. Don't try to lower your standards because a particular person is saying your standard is too high. Whatever it is, taking this one was a bad idea because I already feel tipsy and I feel like my eyes are dim. I don't know if you can see my eyes, but yeah, that is it. It is what it is. Oh my god. But I feel like I've studied a lot, so you can actually pick like 1 or 2 lessons from it to suit you if you like, if you please. I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker or trying to school you right now. I'm just like sharing a real life happening. So if you've watched up to this point, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, if you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and join this amazing family. Turn on your post notification also, so whenever I post a new video, you get notified. And don't forget to share this video. And you can leave a comment too. You can write basically anything. You can tell me what you learned from the story. You can like tell me anything. I think I've come to the end of this video. Not I think, I have actually come to the end of this video. So till I see you guys in my next one, stay blessed and stay subscribed.
Hold you for my hand, hold you for my head, my head, my head.